Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Our topic today is tracking your blood sugar can transform your health. My name is Ala Bierman, a health educator at Beaver Medical Group. Let's go ahead and start. So, these are questions we always ask ourselves, including me. Um, are you confused about whether your diet is healthy? Are whole grains good for us? Do we need to be gluten-free? Should we be eating dairy regularly? What about fruits, nuts, beans? All of these questions. And with all the conflicting diets information that we have around us and we see people follow or read on the internet, it's enough to drive us crazy to try which way do we go? Do we go gluten-free? Do we go vegan? Which diet should we follow? Where do we even start? So, fortunately, it is not that complicated, or it doesn't have to be that complicated. So, the impact some particular foods have on our health can be quickly identified by one very basic measurement, which is your blood sugar. Having a normal blood sugar is a key to optimal health and the prevention of chronic diseases in our lives. Chronic diseases are either caused by poor blood sugar control or are improved by better blood sugar management. So first, let's look at the very basics. What is blood sugar? So blood sugar, or as known as glucose, is the sugar found in your blood that comes mainly from the food you eat. Whenever you eat something, your digestive system breaks it down into smaller components, and one of the major components is glucose. Glucose is our body's preferred energy source. It's a necessary ingredient for maintaining the optimal function of our organs, muscles, and nervous system. So if we just eat a meal high in carbs, starch, or sugar, our blood sugar will raise high over the normal fasting level. But if we just had a healthy meal, includes healthy fats and proteins, our blood sugar will not raise as high as if we eat carbs and starch. So blood sugar after meals that is continuously outside of the normal range can lead to major blood vessels and body tissue damage. And this damage creates some toxic compounds called advantage glycation and end products, sorry, which refers to as AGEs. So how to test your blood sugar? To test your blood sugar at home, all you need is a very inexpensive piece of equipment that we can find it at any pharmacy or any drugstore called a glucose meter or glucometer, which you can see here in the picture. And the shapes can vary from a company to a different company, but they all have the same focus or the same thing. They all work the same. So how to test your blood sugar? Before we go over these steps, I would say to test your blood sugar, as we all know from home, using the glucometer is done by a finger stick to test uh, a drop of blood, and then it will read the numbers, will give you the testing, the numbers on the screen. So here are the data points that we will want to track when assessing our body's blood sugar and how it responds to meals. So the first one is fasting blood sugar levels. Second one is blood sugar 1 hour after eating. Third, blood sugar 2 hours after eating. Fourth, blood sugar 3 hours after eating. Fifth point is how long it takes for blood sugar to return to fasting levels after eating. And the last one is keep track of foods eaten before the test. So let's work through the best ways to test your blood sugar and get all these data points. For the first one, which is fasting blood sugar levels. Test your blood sugar first thing in the morning before you have eaten anything. This called fasting blood sugar level. So optimally, this level should be between 82 to 88 milligrams per deciliter. The second is blood sugar 1 hour after eating. So testing your 1 hour post-meal blood sugar means that your blood sugar will reach its highest point around 1 hour after eating the meal. And this reading tells you how high your meal has made your blood sugar go. It is important that you are eating food that consistently raises your blood sugar over. You're not eating these kind of foods that raising your blood sugar over the 120 number. The third is to test your 2 hour post meal blood sugar. And this reading tells you how efficient your body is at balancing your blood sugar. So this level should be less than 120, and the closer to 100 is the better. The fourth step, or the fourth point, is to test your 3 hour post meal blood sugar. Your glucose level should be back to your fasting level or under 100 milligrams per deciliter at this point. This is normal healthy response to eating a meal. The fifth point is how long it takes for blood sugar to return to fasting levels after eating. So if your blood sugar has not returned to your fasting levels by the fourth point, which is 3 hours after the meal, continue to test your hourly until you see how long this process takes for your body to go back to the fasting level. A normal response is usually 3 hours post meal, but it might be different from one person to another. And then, of course, keep a record of what you're eating before the test, so you know which kind of foods that raises your blood sugar and which kind of food that helps you maintain your normal level of blood sugar. So what does a healthy daily glucose response look like from the perspective of preventative medicine. On waking, some research indicates that your optimal glucose after waking up in the morning should be between 82 to 88 milligrams per deciliter. This level is associated with optimal aging, the lowest risk of chronic disease, and the lowest mortality risk as well. And of course, there are always expectations, like some people experience something called the dawn phenomenon in the morning, and their fasting glucose level is slightly elevated above 88. This can be normal response to cortisol raising in the morning. So after meals, your blood sugar peaks between 1 and 2 hours after the meal and should be back down to fasting levels by 3 hours post-meal. From the perspective of optimal health, you should avoid regularly eating foods that raises your blood sugar above 100 milligrams per deciliter. And one strategy to test the impact of your diet on your long-term health is measuring your blood sugar before and after meals. It is important to maintain your testing hourly to know how your numbers go up and down before and after the meals. So, how to improve blood test results? First, identifying the foods or meals that regularly spikes your blood sugar too high, too fast, or too long can help you to customize your diet for longevity. And after a few weeks of testing, your blood sugar um, levels after eating different type of foods, you should have a clear idea and records of how your body responds to each type of food. Third point on how to improve your blood test results is by familiarizing yourself with the effect that food has on your body and on your blood sugar. You will start to learn what kind of foods your body loves and which ones to eat only on special occasions or not at all. Just avoid that kind of food. So, excuse me, a balanced blood sugar results in a greater sense of well-being, having more energy, preventing the afternoon crash and feeling hangry, which is hungry and angry, and getting a better night's rest. So, what it feels like to have normal blood sugar. No extreme hunger between meals, no sleep, no sleepiness after meals or midday, balanced mood, stable energy, restful and refreshing sleep, and mentally sharp. Symptoms of high and low blood sugar in a non-diabetic person. So let's look at high blood sugar symptoms in a non-diabetic person. Feeling fatigued and sleepy, especially after meals, poor brain function and focus, increased thirst, frequent urination, dry mouth, weight fluctuations. But what does it mean if you eat something clearly unhealthy like a candy bar or a burger, and your blood sugar does not elevate over the 120 mark. That means your body is adapting to the raise in sugar very well. And this is a good sign because you have a very healthy body. However, if you continue to eat processed foods high in starch and sugar over the time, your body will slowly lose this ability to adapt. And this is not a good practice. Let's look at the low blood sugar symptoms in a non-diabetic person. Hunger, feeling shaky or trembling, mood changes, irritable or moody, hangry, anxious, sweating, tired, dizziness, sleepiness, weight fluctuations, and heart rate fast or pounding. So if your blood sugar is too low, the best thing to do is to eat a balanced meal based on the data you've collected since you started tracking your blood sugar levels after eating. If you don't have enough data or any at all yet, start with something that's moderate in carbs and also contains some protein and healthy fats, like an apple with some um, peanut butter is a good option, or some vegetables cooked with olive oil and chicken breast or seafood. This is a short video on the role of food and health from the Heart Association, American Heart Association. Let's go ahead and just watch it together.
Did you know you can lower diabetes and heart disease risks by controlling your blood sugar? Heart disease and stroke are the #1 killers among people with type 2 diabetes. Blood glucose, or sugar, is an important fuel for your body. When it's at the recommended level, that's normal. But when it's too high, that can lead to diabetes. Insulin is a hormone that is important for controlling blood glucose levels. But if your glucose levels become too high or too low, your body can have trouble producing a hormone called insulin that it needs to stay healthy. When your body doesn't produce enough insulin, or it doesn't efficiently use the insulin it makes, your blood sugar may become too high. When this happens, your body's cells cannot use the sugar in your blood, and the cells can be starved for energy. Over time, high blood sugar levels can damage your eyes, kidneys, nerves, or heart. You can lower your blood sugar by eating better. Eating a diet full of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy products, poultry, fish, and nuts, while limiting sugary foods and beverages to promote a healthy lifestyle. Finally, always remember to talk with your own medical provider to discuss the best plan of action for your health.
Thank you. And that was it for today's webinar. Thank you so much for attending the webinar and for listening to the topic. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, this is my email, and these are our social media accounts. Feel free to reach out with any questions and comments that you have, and have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for attending.